All right. All right, you guys. I figured out what was the problem. So I have to download the video first, then upload it to Facebook. Wow. They make you do some extra stuff, right? So good morning, you guys. We're going to do this one more time. I've been up since 3:30 this morning, and it takes an hour to get all this together. And so now I'm live. It should be live, but okay. So hi, I am Dr. Ervin. Many know me by Dr. D or Miss D. I am the executive manager of Ervin Management Group, LLC, where we assist entrepreneurs, ministers in churches to help them stay in compliance within the industry with bookkeeping, accounting, and tax preparation. With that said, we will be celebrating 10 years, you guys, this year. Yes, we'll be celebrating 10 years. Within those 10 years was growing pains. Oh my gosh. Step by step to get us to such a time as this. And so never despise small beginnings. That's the best way I can say it. Never despise small beginnings, because once you start, allow to be led by the Spirit of God. Okay? Learn how to be led by the Spirit of God, and not only in your business, but with everything that you're doing, even mostly in your personal life, with all the things that are happening right now. Oh, it's so important that you hear the voice of God. Because just because somebody else is doing something somewhere else, it's not for you to hop and go jump and you go do something over here. You be led by the Spirit of God. And I will share with you that you may have some fear. And it's good fear, okay? Because you're endeavoring into an unknown place, an unknown situation, an unknown business, an unknown change. You know, most of us, things were shifted since last year, 2020. Well, it should have been shifted. But with that, it should have brought you to that maturity state that, you know what? It's time to step up our game. It's time to step up the game plan. Okay? And with that, you will be able to, how can I say it? It's just so many opportunities that are there once you make that mind shift. You know what I'm saying? In personal life, business, I'm telling you, once you get that mind shift, oh my gosh. Now, I'm not going to say that you're not going to endure anything. Oh no. The Word of God tells us there are many opportunities with adversity. So it shouldn't be a shock when things happen or come our way. Now, sometimes it'll give us a TKO because it's like, wait, where this came from? But even with that, the Holy Spirit, oh my gosh, is there to lead us and guide us in everything that we do. Okay? So I want you guys to be encouraged this morning. I am just so excited about what Daddy is doing and how he is just making things happen. And the only reason why I can say it from the mountaintop is because I'm learning, even through the mistakes, even through the delays and the disappointments and the betrayals and all the other stuff. I'm still joyful. Why? Because God has the master plan. Yes. And I'm confident because God is confident that he who begun a good work is able to help you complete it. Don't worry about what you don't have, what you don't see. Hey, I have not arrived at this point by snap, cracker, and pop. No, it was a lot of labor, a lot of endurance, and a lot of it by myself with the help of the Spirit of God. Okay, so right quick, because I want to do some other impromptu videos pertaining to the PPP and the EIDL, you guys. Right now, I want to talk about you all that still have to file those tax returns. Well, I know a lot of you saying, ouch, whoa, because some of you missed out to glean from the Paycheck Protection Program submission, right? But remember, early bird get the worm. I was shouting about it way in February. Now, funds have been exhausted, okay? But good news, they have other resources that are available to small businesses, but these resources you have to be incorporated. No DBAs, you have to be incorporated, okay? And so I'll help you with that on the next video that I'm going to complete. This video right here is for personal tax returns and Schedule Cs. Schedule Cs are created when you have you accept cash payments, even if you receive it by Cash App, Zelle, or it's PayPal, and I think it's Venmo or whatever. Any type of digital payment system, Square, whatever you utilize for your small business. All right. Some people say side hustle. That's that additional supplemental income. Okay. You can use that as a verifiable resource of income and allocate your expenses. All of that goes on your Schedule C. Okay. Now with that Schedule C, that will be created on your personal tax return, that 1040. All right. And so these are the things that you need. Only difference is from a tax return without a business on it is the price. The price will be different. Okay, no matter where you go, that price is going to be different. And it's going to be a little bit more because you have to create, it's going to create that business side, that profit and loss statement, okay, that's going to be submitted to IRS, and it's going to be on file, which will help you to glean from the other resources that will be coming up for small businesses. So I implore you guys to go ahead. If you have to file your tax return, remember, today is the deadline for 2017 tax returns that must be submitted with today's date on it for you to acquire any refund that's due to you from that year. You have 2018 you can file, and you have 2019 you can file. Okay. Yes, you also can amend those returns. All right. Have some individuals that have to amend their returns because they had to request a distribution from their 401k. You got that 1099 and you didn't realize that you were supposed to report that, or you did some stocks, some dividends, and it didn't matter if it was just $3, $4, $10. That was sent to IRS, and it will make an adjustment on your income. That is considered as income. Not earned income, but it's still income. All right. So even with the IRS letters, okay, I want you guys to take a breather. First of all, don't throw away the letters and put them on the side. Don't let it accumulate, because what's going to happen, they're going to start charging interest on that letter. Now, if it's not your error, then it'll be waived. Okay, as long as you can send in the documentation to prove that they made an error. Okay, now, even if you did not submit any type of income on a tax return within 3 years, you can always amend the tax return, you guys. On my last video that did not upload, there was some good stuff on there. So you're going to have to listen to the Boom Factor segment today and hear what I shared earlier around 4:30 this morning. Okay, and the video didn't upload. So this is the second time I'm trying to do this. But I discussed how you get those letters, and some panic. Don't panic. Just have the information that's needed and submit it. Okay. I also mentioned about, this is what I wanted to share. I had lost my thought. Don't make a payment arrangement with IRS until you get back with your tax specialist or tax advisor, tax consultant, whoever prepared your tax return. You can always call them, okay, or go meet with them and say, look, I got this letter. What I need to do, okay? Before you call IRS yourself and they know how to manipulate that call for you to make payment arrangements, because they know once you make that contract that say, okay, I'll pay $50 a month to clear this out, you can't go back in a minute return. You can't go back and change nothing. You have to pay it, period. So I strive to share with my clients, look, when you get that letter, you call me. Okay. Yeah. And so what will happen, it could be a simple error, or if most of the time, these are the top 3 things that I see when they get the letter. They want to have some verifiable statement stating that you got education credits, you got 1099 order, that's that 401 distribution. Either you pull some money out, okay, and you thought you didn't have to file it, or the plan administrator filed it and it came up underneath your social security number, and so it readjusted your income, so you got that letter. Or you have some type of gambling winnings, like you go to the casino and oh my God, or you play the lotto and you want some nice change. Believe me, they're reporting everything because they don't want to be cited. So you have to make sure you have all your documents when you go to get those tax returns prepared. Okay? You want to have everything in your hands. And most of the time, I'll be digging. I'm going to ask you, anybody come to me, they know, oh, Dr. D, she going to ask you all kind of stuff, but she good girl. She going to ask you. So you just got to get your stuff together. Oh, yes. Because I want you to have your tax liability lower, so you can acquire more of your money out that box too. It comes to you. All right. We've been feeding the pig unnecessarily. Yes. Like I shared on the other video, had a young man single, but had a major surgery, and he had to pull his 401k because his insurance company didn't pay for certain procedures. But because of the standard deduction, all right, the standard deduction is they doubled the standard deduction, stating that it was going to help but it only helped the wealthy. It really hurted the working middle class and the individuals they call the working disadvantage. All right, they eliminated the exemptions. That was an extra $4,000 per person in that household to lower that tax liability. Well, they X'd it out. So now on your job, most of you have to go and change that W-4 on your job at the HR department or the payroll department. Because you have all these exemptions. You have 7 exemptions. That means they're not taking enough taxes out. And when you bring that W-2, you done made over $50,000 in income, but you only have $400 taken out for federal. Oh no, I can look at that right now and say, oh my God, you're going to owe taxes. Because you did not change that form. It's no more exemption, you guys. So go back to that HR and tell them, put 0. I don't want to be exempt. Take my taxes out. The more numbers that's on that W-4, that's the less taxes they take out, you guys. So you have to go and change that form. Okay. And I always advise single individuals, let them take out the taxes. Just do your budget. All right. Let them take the taxes out, y'all. And I even see even married filing jointly. Still, let them take the taxes out. Married filing jointly at a higher tax rate. That's how you check that one off. Okay. Don't put exempt, because they're not taking no taxes out. And at the end of the year, when you have 3 dependents and you qualify for earned income credit, listen to me good, and your earned income credit is $4,000 and something plus the child tax credit, that's another $2,000. So you got a $6,000 check. But whoa, caution light. Hey, W-2, you don't have no taxes out. You done made what? 40 something $1,000. So that's 4,000. 10% of that box 1 should be in box 2. So now what's going to happen? Oh, you got to pay your taxes. So all that money down there, that refundable credit, you ain't getting it because you got to pay them taxes. So now that $6,000 refund then reduced all the way down to 1,000. Now you pissed off at the tax preparer, at the tax company. You all huffing and puffing like the big bad wolf, and it's nobody's fault but your own. Well, what you saying is my fault? It ain't my fault. I fill out my form. That's the job fault. No, it's your responsibility. Okay, and this is where our community lacking. We just go and but I'm sharing this information for you right now. If you guys right now are not taking taxes out of your work check, you need to go to HR today and change that W-4. All right? Stop giving IRS all of your money. Go ahead and get those taxes taken out, because I'm telling you guys right now, the tax codes are changing, and they changing to benefit middle class and up. Well, the middle class, the way it's going now, is only 2 classes: upper class, lower class. Meaning you're going to have some type of business, some type of corporation. That's the only way we're going to thrive, you guys. Okay? So, with that said, you have 4 areas that you qualify for first. As a single individual, okay? Head of household. Everybody want to be head of household, but the only way you qualify for that is you are taking care of a child or a parent, or you have like a niece or nephew that you're providing care for. You can claim them as a dependent. So that's the only way that you'll get that title as head of household. Okay? I'm the head of household of this castle, but I'm the only one in here. So I'm single. So my standard deduction is going to go on the single criteria. Then you have the head of household. Then you have married filing jointly. Okay? Excellent benefits for married filing jointly now because of the changes that was made with the tax code. But if you married filing separate, that's where the argument's going to come in at. Because, I'm going to file separate. I ain't filing with her. I'm not filing with him. But you want that high tax refund. You're not going to get it. Why? You're not going to... Filing separate is just like being single. You disqualify for the refundable credits. That's the earned income credit. Any school credit. Any extra child tax credit. You disqualify yourself. You're only going to get the child tax credit for the child that's on that tax return. But the additional child tax credit, that extra money that's being presented, the earned income credit, according to your income, because you have to put all that in factors also with that earned income credit. They are lowering the stipulations for the income range. So if you making $38,000 or more, that earned income credit is going to be low. And when you get to 40 something thousand, it's zero. You're making more money, but now it have X you out of that refundable credit for that child. And you have to also consider the age of the child. See, these different factors develop that tax refund. So it's no sense to be going in there, you guys, huffing and puffing and crying and hollering, want to beat the tax preparer up and curse the tax preparer. They don't have nothing to do with the tax reform. They don't have nothing to do with the tax laws and the tax code. Only thing we do is take your information and put it into the software, and whatever happening for the 2020 season, that's going to allocate your refund. If that child is underneath 13 years of age, you qualify for the child tax credit and the additional child tax credit. If they're up to 17 years old, you're going to get the child tax credit, not the additional child tax credit. But if they're over 17 and they're not in college, you don't have nothing now. So as the years grow, the children getting older, that refundable credit, that extra money is decreasing, y'all. So you have to allocate that. Sit there and do your own financial tax plan. That's what Ervin Management Group does. Okay? If an individual, what do I need to do, okay, for the years ahead so I can come out better with this tax situation? The only thing is, when you start going into details and line up that strategy plan to implement, then it becomes like, oh Lord, that's a lot. Well, if you want to see a change, you're going to have to make a change. It's time. It's time to make a change. And by now, everybody should be wanting to make a change, especially after last year, 2020. Okay? Now, and the last one is qualifying widow. Okay? Qualifying widow goes with head of household. They fall underneath the same standard deduction. So you have the married filing jointly, okay, which is $24,400, I believe, is the standard deduction. If you go married filing separate, okay, they're going to split that, so you back at the $12,200 qualification, and it's going to alleviate. I had a young lady very upset because, first of all, she wanted me to do a tax return. I don't do free estimates. I don't do, no. That's when somebody, I can get an estimate. Okay, so I can look at your stuff and say, okay, you're probably going to get such and such. Well, no, I want you to do it on paper. I want you to do the whole return. No, I don't know. That's a free return. No, that's $25 to do an estimate. So even with the estimate, you're still not going to get that paperwork. I'm going to show you But why? I went to school, but you married filing separate. Whenever you file married filing separate, you have disqualified yourself to receive any refundable credits. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. Now, if you're not with your spouse in the house for 6 months, and at the end of that tax year, December 31st, 2020, and y'all wasn't together, then you hate a household. Then you can claim all, I ain't gonna say claim, you are qualified for all the refundable credits. Whatever your status is at December 31st, 2020, or whatever that status is, December 31st of that tax year, that's what you qualify for. That's your standard deduction. Single, head of household, or qualifying widow, married filing jointly, or married filing separate. Now, next, what you have to have for your tax return, then I'm gone, because I have to do another video. Okay. You have to have your state ID or your driver's license. All right. If you're claiming dependents, you need those Social Security cards. If they're your own biological children, you are the maternal or paternal parent. Okay, you need that. All right. You need all the source of your income, your W-2s, gambling income, your WGs, Social Security payments. If you receive Social Security, you need all these documents to complete that tax return, you guys. You can't withhold anything and file a tax return, and then next year you're going to get a letter from IRS, and then you're ready to fuss at the tax preparer. It's not the tax preparer's fault. You withdrew that money and you did not report it. But we can correct that. All right? We can correct it. You can always amend that return and add it and resubmit it. That's all you have to do. All right? Other forms of 1099s besides the miscellaneous. The miscellaneous, they have changed those forms for this year. So you're going to have two types of 1099s. You have the 1099 NEC, which comes from nonprofit organizations that you have done some work for them. And as a contractor, like I do with nonprofit organization, if they pay me, they submit a 1099, or I could create the 1099. You know what I'm saying? To show them this is part of your financial package that you have to maintain. Now, and you have the 1099 miscellaneous. Normally, the miscellaneous is given if a person pay rent, okay, or you pay rent to that person, like the office building that I was in. I issued them a 1099 because I paid this amount of money to you guys, and y'all have to write it off. You're not getting away with that. Okay, so that's the only way you use that 1099. Okay, for that. Next, 1098Ts is college forms or any type of educational lifetime learning that you do. You acquire that 1098 for. Okay, or you receive that statement. Like Ervin Management Group have a business school that we and it's going to be more visible coming up this fall. Some stuff that I am implementing to be more user friendly online, and once I set it up, it's automatic, so it's going to be awesome. With Marionette Publishing, the same thing. We're going to have the whole course and everything. So this fall we're going to be launching that. I'm so excited about that. But that's the forms that you need when somebody pay for educational expenses or whatever. You will get that form from colleges. Now HCC got it bad. They don't give out 1099, so you have to go to the financial back office. Do that student tell your child to go? That student go on your Blackboard, and you can go into the financial department online, and they can literally download that document and bring that to your tax preparer, because you do qualify for the American Opportunity Credit. Okay. Any stocks, the 1099 DIVs, oh my gosh, get a lot of IRS letters because a lot of people don't report those stocks. It don't matter if you don't receive, it has to be on that tax return. Okay, you want to make sure that every document that you have dealing with finances, you want to claim that on your tax return. 1099 interest. Interest comes from your mortgage. If you have a home or some type of property that you paying a mortgage on, you will get a 1099 INT. Sometimes it comes with your bank statement at the end of the year. I know Chase put all these together, so you might have to go into the bank and request that document. Or if it comes through the mail, you might want to go look through your mail. But that document is there, and believe me, that company is reporting that to IRS. And it's also can be listed on the itemization form. But as I stated earlier, itemization has a cap, a $10,000 cap. So I don't charge individuals to do itemizations. Some from my formal job, once you activate that form, you're going to get charged that form. So if I can look at it, I can calculate. If I know it's not going to reach $10,000, I'm not going to have that $150 charge added to that tax return, because that's how much certain forms cost to create it and put it on that tax return. Okay. But if your itemization exceeds your standard deduction, see, like for married filing journey, y'all standard deduction is $24,400, but you have your mortgage, you have some other doctor bills and stuff, and it only adds up to $9,000. It's not going to be worth it. And a lot of people are feeling discouraged because they can't even write off their mortgages anymore because it's not going to exceed the cap. That's another thing that society is dealing with. So you got to think about all those factors. I had one customer who was really teed off of me. I put this on there, itemize. And I say, ma'am, it's gonna make your tax return higher, and it's not gonna exceed the cap. But she wanted it on there, so hey, I'm gonna do what they asked. And now your tax return, instead of it being $3 something, now it's $600 something to pay for that tax return, and now you're upset. And we could take it off, but guess what? It triggered the system. So, and I don't do voids. No. I don't do voids. So if I can prevent costly mistakes and know my industry, that's something else we're going to talk about on another feed. Know your industry, tax preparers. Know your industry, tax specialists. Well, I say tax preparer. I'm a tax specialist because I can look at stuff and say no, yeah. But know your industry just to save you time and save your customer money. That's what Ervin Management Group is all about. Okay, we want you to get the best tax refund as possible. We also want to save you money by the fees that are being charged. We eliminate a lot of administrative fees or whatever. Okay, I call it wholesale, and people still not satisfied, but it is what it is. But I thank God that I am willing and obedient to what the Lord say do in my business. Okay. And so when these things come together, you will have a profitable tax return. Now, for small sole proprietors, okay, self-employed individuals, y'all independent contractors, you will be on that personal tax return, but it'll be a Schedule C. Make sure you have all your business expenses. Make sure you have your business income. What I found out, even going through this PPP process, which I'm going to talk about on another video, that a lot of you guys are commingling your business with your personal. And that's why it was so challenging. The banks are asking you for this and that, because when they look at that bank statement, they can't distinguish what's personal and what's business. Like, I can confess to that. I see more Wendy's and McDonald's and Walmart and just shopping and Ross, and I'm seeing all that. I'm like, okay, so where's the business? You see, oh, it's right there. Okay, so the business expense what? $3? But you trying to get a PPP for $50,000? Yeah, come on, it has to make sense. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go into that when I go into the next video. So make sure you have all your expenses. If you deal with digital payment systems, that Cash App, you can get a bank statement. You got to sign on through your desktop, but you can get a bank statement from your Cash App, from your Zelle, from PayPal. And if you're using that for your business, that's an excellent resource to verify your income and the expenses that are being utilized for that business. You need all of those documents, you guys, to complete the 2020 tax return. All right, and that's a mouthful. So upon that, Dr. D is about to roll out because I have to go and do this other video about this PPP situation. Okay, if you need help with anything, go to ervinmanagementgroup.com. Let's go ahead and schedule that call. All right, appointment. Now, I know today I don't have any. I have appointments, but you probably going to need to do an extension. Okay, get all your documents and stuff together. It's a strange thing when a person contact me a month ago. Once we get on the call, you still don't have none of your work. Okay, you had time. You had 4 weeks to get all your stuff together. Now you're rushing. Oh, I gotta get this. I gotta do this. No, we don't do rush work. No. So let's do this, okay? Go ahead and get all your documents together and let's get that done. All right. Ervin Management Group fax number is 713-588-8702. Okay. Go ahead. You can go ahead. You can still When you call that number, follow the virtual assistant. All right. Follow that virtual assistant. And once, even if you have to schedule a day after today, you're going to have to, because today is just gone. That's why I'm able to do this right now before 10:30 get here. If you have all your documents or whatever, respond to the virtual assistant. Okay, I'm gonna get that email. I'm gonna respond to you. If you have all your stuff together, I'm gonna send you everything you need to fill out or whatever, and then we'll communicate. All right, and you probably won't hear from me till after 3 o'clock this afternoon. All right, but have no fear, it will be submitted for May 17th. If you have to do that 2017 tax return, definitely make sure you mention that in the text. All right, and let's get busy. Let's do this. You guys can do it. I have confidence as a mature, successful child of God. You have the capability to complete this task. Okay? So I'm going to chime out of here and get ready to do the next video on the PPP EID scandal. All right, you guys. God bless you.